Hello everyone and welcome back guys to episode 11 of our F1 2020 My Team career mode where we have now reached the halfway stage of the season here in the wonderful Styrian Mountains ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. Now for some reason the game's instantly loaded me into this Grand Prix weekend. I don't know where the factory's gone, perhaps we flew straight from France over here or drove up. Either or though, we're still waiting on a couple of upgrades to get on the car. I think they'll both be on after this weekend, ready for the not the Monaco Grand Prix, should be the British Grand Prix next time out. But we have also made a couple of little tweaks to the car as well. I know a couple of you guys were asking, so I have put some more sponsors on the car, you know, changed the decals. I've also changed our race suit, as you can see as well there. But yeah, this weekend though, here in Austria, hopefully now we can earn enough R&D points to try and get another upgrade on the car. Obviously we're looking towards trying to get one of the big chassis upgrades on. We have had the other chassis upgrade come through, so yeah, we're going to try and get the monocoque structure upgrade as well to hopefully move ourselves up the order. You know, we're alright at the moment. You can see, like I mentioned in the last one, just how close basically McLaren, Alfa, Renault, Haas, AlphaTauri and ourselves are at the moment. You know, these two upgrades I think would put us on par with McLaren again. But yeah, the performance gap is so tight at the moment. Really, we've got the second worst car, but we could still be scoring points at the moment. But obviously, if you missed out on the last video, I would highly recommend going back and checking that one out as well. That was quite a good race. Didn't quite go the way I wanted it, but I'll try and not leave too many spoilers as well. But obviously, if you go on to enjoy, make sure you get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, we will hopefully have a better weekend here in Austria. So, free practice all done and dusted then. You can see we're up to 1,600 R&D points. So we should now be able to get our chassis upgrade on to the car. There we go. The monocoque structure weight reduction, 1,125 points. And that'll be ready on the 27th of July there. Can we just about afford? No, we can't quite afford a durability upgrade as well. But we have got a couple of other general durability upgrades coming soon. 13th of July. Is there anything else on the power unit side that's meant to be coming? Future season, and future season. So no more engine upgrades coming from Renault for the car either. But next time out, then next upgrade we'll probably be looking at is the ECU upgrade for 1,125 points. But less worrying about that. More focusing on trying to get a good qualifying result here in Austria. Was that a flash of rain instantly at the start of qualifying? Are we expecting some mixed up conditions? Yeah, we need to get on with a run now then and hope that other cars around us haven't yet. So it is now effectively a one-shot qualifying session here from the Austrian GP circuit for Q1, unless it somehow stops raining very quickly. Rain wasn't actually on the schedule for qualifying here, so yeah, we're going to have to get this nailed in. Apologies there, Elgato liking to cause issues, it appears, at the moment. But anyway, down in towards Sector 3. Let's see if we can try and get it nailed. Warning for exceeding track limits. I'm not too worried about that. I was going to talk about how we've got some new sponsors on the car, as you can see. Now, I've got a couple of Atlantic logos on the halo, but we've got bigger things to worry about. In towards the final couple of corners. Can we get it nailed a bit wide through the final turn? It's going to be a 104, a 105.0. So we're ahead of Russell, but how many of the AI are going to be able to go quicker than us?
Conditions are going to keep deteriorating for 10 minutes at least.
There you go, Jeff just saying conditions are going to get worse for the next 10 minutes, so it's created quite a mixed up quali at the moment. You can see Bottas and Albon in the drop zone, unless the track dries up, and then we might be screwed towards the end there. George Russell might make it through to Q2 for the first time. Hamilton is right on the cusp as well, but it's still raining here at Austria, and that's going to mean both myself and Jordan King go through into Q2 there. Sebastian Vettel goes through half a second clear of Sergio Perez there. And you can see, yeah, in the drop zone then, Charles Leclerc makes it through, Hamilton makes it through, but Bottas for Mercedes doesn't. Latifi and Gasly, not too surprising. Albon doesn't. And Giovinazzi and Grosjean, again, two that aren't too surprising, don't make it through into Q2 then, here from the Austrian Grand Prix. That has created a bit of a mixed up grid then. Let's see if it all dries up for Q2, or whether we might get even more craziness. On to Q2 then. We've seen a bit of a drying track before it started to rain again as we get ready for our run. So it's all been changeable conditions so far here in Austria as we try to get the power down. Out to start our flying lap. We're down in P16 at the moment. Unfortunately, we messed up our first run. But let's see if we can keep it nice and tidy. Obviously, we had a good wet session out at Canada a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, able to get the car up into the points there, but it's going to be difficult to try and get nailed over one lap because the grip levels are just constantly changing at the moment as we try to get the power down up towards the top of the hill. Just about avoid the wheel spin in the end here. But yeah, if we could get through into the top 10, I'd be very, very happy. However, it is starting to rain a bit more now, so whether the track's going to get a bit wetter and there just isn't going to be the grip, only time will tell. Let's have a look what the second split time is in comparison to Lando Norris. That's not been a good run through there. We are 2/10 up, so that is a good sign as we instantly run wide, and that's not a good sign. And that is us round and almost collected, actually, by Sergio Perez. Let's try and get the car pointing back the right way. We're not even going to have time to go for another run, so we have completely bottled Q2 here. And yeah, really not happy with that one there, but may as well just pull back into the pit lane. So the mixed up grid has got even spicier by the looks of it. Not as ridiculously mixed up conditions for Q2, but still, let's have a look what the final order's looking like. So Hamilton does go through quickest then in the end ahead of the Ferraris and Max Verstappen. And yeah, based on that, nothing too surprising. Danny Capure, I think that's his first Q3 appearance of the year there. But yeah, had we found those 2/10 over Lando, we might have been able to get through into Q3. It was looking very, very close there. So very, very annoyed that we did choke that one. You can see 4 British drivers, though, all next to each other on the grid, so that might make things a little bit spicy as we get ready for this race. But yeah, a bit of a crazy qualifying session, but you don't get points for qualifying. Let's move on then into the Austrian Grand Prix.
Welcome to the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Daniel Ricciardo, and Sainz, Stroll, Ocon, Kvyat, and Lewis Hamilton, Magnussen, Raikkonen, Lando Norris, and King, Russell, Mr. Monaco, Valtteri Bottas, and Nicholas Latifi. Gasly, Albon, Giovinazzi, and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So here we are then, ready on the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix. After a crazy mixed up qualifying session yesterday, there's going to be some cars in front that we're quicker than, and some cars behind that are going to be much quicker than us. So it's probably going to be, hopefully, quite an interesting race, just sort of seeing where we sit in the overall performance. There are a couple of surprises though. Obviously Albon pretty much at the rear of the field, Bottas starting just behind us, and then Hamilton down in 10th place. It seems like a golden opportunity for Ferrari to try and get back on top and bring back some form to the car that we saw from the early races this season. You can see George Russell, Jordan King, Lando Norris, all 3 Brits just starting in front of us there. And obviously Hamilton way further up the order, so hopefully we can just keep it nice and tidy through the first couple of corners here. 37.9 laps worth of fuel, a fairly simple one-stop. Sometimes you can make the undercut work around here, but we'll see what tyre wear is like over the first few laps. But I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be then, here on the grid in Austria. The 5 lights are going to be coming on in just a moment. We need a nice, clean getaway. It's 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go off to a pretty poor start in the end. George Russell coming straight across us, down in towards turn 1. We'll have a look to the outside as Latifi's gone for a send. Holy moly. Wasn't expecting that from the Williams man, but he's moved himself straight up into P14 of the Grand Prix, as Jordan King, my teammate, tries to block him up in towards turn 2. We almost go into the back of the Williams there. Somehow avoid that one. Don't do what Charles Leclerc did back at the weekend and completely plough into the back of our teammate either there at the top of the hill. But yeah, we were lucky to avoid that one. I think that's fair to say. Almost snagged the brakes as well there, so Latifi is still going to try and hold it around our outside. We've got Bottas still right behind us as well. We can't afford to forget about him. I'm sure he's going to be flying past us in just a moment. But we've made up one spot off the start then, over, I think it was George Russell, who we've ended up moving past off the start. I can't see him anywhere in front of us, so I'm going to guess that it is obviously the Williams man there, as Bottas just applying the pressure in towards the final couple of corners. We make the mistake, and Bottas is going to slide up the inside. We may as well let him through. No, he doesn't. No idea why Bottas bailed out of that one. You can see a couple of cars going side by side as we start lap 2 of the Grand Prix. When is Bottas going to go for the move then? Try and get the power out of turn 1, a bit of wheel spin. This time around he goes to the inside for turn 3. And yeah, we're not going to bother fighting him. We may as well try and stick in his DRS for a couple of laps and close up the gap to Jordan King up the road. End of lap 2, Bottas applying the pressure to my teammate Jordan King. Maybe we can try and capitalise on this as they go side by side through 1. We might be able to get a run around the outside of our teammate here. It's going to be a drag race up the hill in towards through turn 2 and turn 3, but we've done it. We're up now into P15 as Bottas there breaks early, and we pick up some front wing damage, and that is not good.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Team recommending a new strategy. They're still saying pit lap 15. We'll see how bad the damage is. We might have to pit a little early and go on to hards. No idea why Bottas, again, I feel like he braked about 10-15 metres too early there, but perhaps it was just the overspeed. King having a look back up the inside through turn 1. We're not going to go without a fight, and we do swing it right around the outside of our teammate, but now he's going to have DRS as we head up in towards turn 2 and turn 3. He doesn't actually get a very good run on this. Giovinazzi closing in on the pair of us. We need to work together to try and defend from the Alfa Romeo. But yeah, Bottas though, the damage doesn't feel too bad at the moment. We just seem to struggle through the final couple of corners. And the pace is pretty consistent as we take a bit too much curb on the exit of turn 1. Bottas though is not making any inroads on Kimi Räikkönen. What I'm thinking we do is pit about lap 10 onto the mediums, because tyre wear doesn't really seem at all bad around this circuit at the moment. You can see our softs are only at 26% wear on the fronts, and obviously that's been hampered by the front wing damage. So we're going to see if we can try and drag these to the end of 10, get a new front wing, get the medium tyres, and then go from there to the end. That's the plan, but there's a very, very good chance there'll be a safety car as Giovinazzi tries to have a look up the inside, and I think he's going to be able to pull this off. He's got the inside for the next corner. Don't park on the apex, please, mate. Just get on with it and go.
The position. Try to keep focus.
Good run on Giovinazzi. We might be able to try and get him back as we head up towards turn 3.
Car in front is a second a lap faster. 1 second.
Try and late brake him. We got the flat run off the exit, and we've done it. Back around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. Things you love to see. I think we're going to pit now, end of lap 9 in this Grand Prix. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how well the mediums fare towards the end of this race. We just about keep it between the white lines. Do what Max Verstappen did at the weekend. Get it stopped. Just about getting it stopped into the pit lane here. So we are probably going to get undercut by quite a few cars, but hopefully we can sort of limit the damage. Obviously being on for some fresher rubber for a couple of laps as well. we'll just have to wait and see where we are in this race. You know, we can't worry about that now. You can see we completely took the side off the front wing there as they bring it off the car. 10-second stop, though, is not good. That was about 2 seconds off where I wanted it to be. Make sure we get a tidy run at 1. Try and get the power down. Let's do this thing. We got some ERS, we got some fuel. Let's try and limit the damage done. First two of the AI diving it down into the pit lane. Then we've got Ocon and Kvyat that have come in onto a set of the hards, so that doesn't bode well for us. The fact that those guys have pit later than us and are trying to go to the end. Russell's in as well as Grosjean. I was looking at the gaps, and we've taken about 5-6 seconds out of most of the AI that were just in front of us. However, that's probably a little bit less to people like Giovinazzi and our teammate. We need to keep our head down at the moment, but we're back into 20th. Grosjean's 5 seconds back. Latifi's going to dive it in, as well as a few others. Luckily, we're not quite close enough to the Williams to get held up by it. As we explore the curbing through the final couple of corners. Not the line we wanted, but we get some DRS. Are we going to be able to get around Magnussen as well? I don't think we're quite going to be close enough. Might be able to get a bit of a run, though, through turn 1. Are we? We're going to be fairly close behind the Haas car. He's on hards as well, though, so I think we definitely need a safety car here later on in. Otherwise, we're really going to struggle on these mediums. Seeing, obviously, a lot more cars now into the pits that are trying to go to the end on mediums. We're still just trying to hassle Magnussen. Are we going to stay out ahead of our teammate? There's Raikkonen. So we're not far behind the Alpha man still. In fact, oh my, that's not good. I'd argue we've taken a little bit of time out of the Alfa Romeo, in all honesty. We've taken about 1 second out of him as we try now to look around Magnussen. Fairly textbook move. Get it stopped at the top of the hill though, please, Matt. Avoid getting too much wheel spin on the exit, and we've done it. So we're back up into P17. We've taken about a second out of Raikkonen, so we might stay out ahead of Giovinazzi and our teammate. There we go. King is into the pits, as well as a lot more cars. So we should, hopefully, as there's some front wing there, no idea what's happened. Ugh, bit of a wobble through the final corner, but I think we're going to do it. Yes, we are. We're still going to be out ahead of my teammate Jordan King and Giovinazzi there, as well as Albon. Completely forgot about him in this Grand Prix, but we're going to stay out ahead of the Red Bull. So we're up into P14 now. Yeah, we've got a huge undercut on Giovinazzi and King. Despite the front wing change, we've pulled out about 5 seconds. Won't complain about that, but what I will complain about is if we don't get a safety car this race. Bad one in all but one of the Grand Prix so far this season. We need one here today, really, because I think these tyres are going to struggle towards the end. Already at a quarter wear inside 7 laps. So they're either going to be right on the limit, or probably a bit flat by the end. Oh, yellow flags. What's that about? A huge train of cars forming? No, they're gone. Damn it. Don't hit anything, don't hit anything, don't hit anything, don't hit anything. Oh, gotta wait for the Alpha. That's not what we needed. And that's going to send us way back down the order. Just taking too much curb through the final corner. Completely burnt up the rear tyres. And now we're somehow just ahead of Hamilton. No idea what's happened to him in this Grand Prix, down in 19th, but that's not good for his title chances. And we've put a load more wear through the tyres as well. That's not the run we needed out of turn 1. I don't know why we're struggling so much with the tyres. The team is still warning us about the tyres there as Hamilton gets right around the outside. Up towards the top of the hill. We may as well try and take some DRS off him, but yeah, the team came over the radio about a lap ago saying that the tyres are going to hit a bit of a cliff soon, which is not good 16 laps from home, I'll be honest. But we just got to keep our head down, and I don't know why we're struggling so much with rears. Temps aren't ridiculous. Let's just try and be a bit smoother with the old right foot. We're about halfway through this stint at the moment, and as you can see, the tyres are on 50% wear, so it's not looking good trying to drag these to the end of the Grand Prix, I'll be honest, but we're sat in 18th at the moment. I'm tempted just to try... Ooh, that's curb. I'm tempted, yeah, just to try and see if we can get him towards the end of the Grand Prix. I've set it up so, obviously, if we get a safety car, we're going straight onto softs. But yeah, just struggling at the moment.
Caution.
Oh,
Caution.
yellow flags. Come on. Just as I say it, please. That would be good. Who is it struggling? It's one of the Alfa Romeos. I think it's Raikkonen. Pulling to the wayside. Safety car, safety car, safety car, safety car, safety car. Please, 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 please. Please, Formula 1. Codis, be nice to us. Have mercy. Raikkonen's out. Yes!
Deployed. The safety car
Yes!
is being deployed. Watch your
Oh
delta.
man, that is
Keep
good.
positive as we catch the pack.
Safety car's deployed. We're going on softs to the end. I don't know if anyone else is going to pit. That is perfect. Just as I was talking about it. The safety car comes in clutch. We need to pit anyway, so we're not really losing out anything by making the stop. But that is a beautiful sight to behold. Thank you, Codis. What's that? 13 safety cars in 11 Grand Prix. It has been pretty crazy so far this season. Let's make sure we get it stopped. But, oh, it's wonderful. Onto a fresh set of softs. We're going to have fresher, quicker rubber than everyone around us. No one else seems to be diving it in. But it's more a case now of seeing if we can actually slice our way through the pack. 2.4 seconds stop. We're going to be down in 20th though.
We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, some information on Perez. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Perez has got issues with the car as well.
Delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Jeff just talking about everything there, but yeah.
The safety car
Lap 20, we're going to need a recovery drive here about the final 9-10 laps, but better than just trying to drag some dead tyres home. There we go. Safety car's coming in. End of this lap.
Safety car is in this lap.
Jeff's going to give us his speech in the background as well, because 11 races in and about 13 safety cars later, we still don't quite remember how a safety car works, but we've got 8 laps to do this, sorry, at the end of the Grand Prix. Can we make up 10 places in 8 laps if we want to score some points here? It's going to be a bit optimistic, but we've got a lot of spare fuel. Obviously, everyone's going to have a lot of ERS to use as well. But the car's been feeling good in the straight line. We're basically just going to have to be brave and just attempt to send it in a few places. First up is George Russell in the Williams. We'll need to try and navigate him as quickly as possible here. But the Ferraris still lead the way at the front. Green flag racing here from the Red Bull ring. Got a fair bit of ERS to use as well, but obviously the tyres are going to be cold on this first lap. So we're just going to have to be a bit careful. Take the curb through turn 1. Obviously, we'll get some DRS as well rather quickly, which should help us out inside the final 6, but Perez and Russell a little bit falling off the rear of the field already. Up the inside of of George even. Sergio goes up the inside of Bottas for a bit of a kamikaze move. Did we pick up any damage from that? No, somehow got away with it that time round, which is exactly what we need to remember the P19 of the Grand Prix. And yeah, we just need to be absolutely sending it. Licking stamps and posting them here, there, and everywhere at the moment. Perez going defensive on us. Can we do what we saw a couple of people do at the weekend? Yes, we can. Right around the outside of the racing point. Things you love to see. Next up, though, Mercedes. That might be a bit more difficult. Bottas getting held up a bit by Gasly out of the final corner. They're going to go almost side by side. Down in towards turn 1. We're going to try and go for the slow in, fast out strategy. You can see Bottas gets held up. Are we going to be able to move past Gasly as well as we head up the hill? We're in the slipstream. We're using all our ERS, everything like that. Go for the send.
Nice move.
Try not to run to the back of Hamilton. We just about hold on. So we're up 4 places in just over a lap. That's exactly what we need so far. Next up, Hamilton. Hamilton and my teammate Jordan King going side by side, almost in towards turn 1. We'll try and do what we did to Bottas and Gasly. Can we make it work again? We get so much earlier on the power at turn 1. Straight past Hamilton. Now we're in the slipstream of our teammate Jordan King. He hasn't got much toe off Grosjean at the road. We're going to look up the inside. A little bit of contact there, but we've done it. Another 2 overtakes. We're in a 14th place. 5 to go here in Spielberg. Could we get points? We've just got so much more grip everywhere at the moment over the rest of the field. I've no idea why no one else up to the pit. But in towards 1. Again, attack the curbs. Can we try and get the move done on Grosjean? We'll duck back in for a bit more DRS. We'll move left or move right. Just make him guess where we're going. Fill up his mirrors. Up the inside in towards turn 3. Very, very aggressive move. Grosjean tries to get the switch back, but just look at the extra grip we've got on those tyres. Nothing the Haas driver can do, and we're up into 13th.
You're in P13.
Getting a good run on Magnussen out of turn 1. Turn 3 has been my favourite overtaking place in the world so far today. Magnussen tries giving us a bit of a squeeze. Much later on the brakes though. Giovinazzi going slow through the apex, but we've got the move done on another car. Run to 12th. There is the points. Danny Kvyat then right in front of us as Giovinazzi tries to make big gains on him. Down in towards turn 4. Seems to be a bit of a gap opening up just in front of Kvyat at the moment, but we need to try and get past these two. Got so much extra grip over the AI at the moment. It's actually crazy. We might be able to have a look up the inside. In towards the penultimate corner. Giovinazzi turns in on us. That's not what we needed. Rain in 15 minutes. We don't care, Jeff. We've got 3 laps to go of this Grand Prix. We muscle our way past Giovinazzi. Can we try and muscle our way past Danny Kvyat as well, despite the front wing damage? A bit of wheel spin off the exit of 1, but Kvyat's got no DRS. Surely this is going to be a pretty simple move. Up round the outside of the AlphaTauri, and we're up inside the top 10. So in what, 5-6 laps, we've made up 10 places in this Grand Prix. It's been a crazy turnaround. You think, what, lap 22, lap 23? I was completely given up on this race. Thought it would just be one of those ones where we drag it home and see if we can get anything out of it. But a late race safety car, as so often has done so far this season, has caused a bit of chaos, caused a bit of a mix-up in the order, and we seem to always be there to capitalise. Could we close up the gap to Lando Norris at the road? Without the front wing damage, probably. With it, I'm not so sure. Final lap of the Grand Prix then. We're still pushing like crazy. There's a big battle going on between Albon and Ocon. Hopefully those two can hold each other up a bit as we head through turn 1. Seem to be very strong through turn 1 all race long. And now Lando might try and have a look. They're almost 3 wide as they head up in towards turn 2 and turn 3 there. Come on, guys, battle a bit more. Let's get close. Ocon not getting a good run out of turn 3. We've got no ERS, though, to try and close up to these guys. And Lando, look at that. He's made a double overtake, just like we see him do in the real-life Grand Prix. Final lap for Lando Norris has once again been able to pull off a worldie here. Could we get a run on Ocon anywhere now? That is the important question that I'm asking. We've still got so much grip in these tyres, but you just see with the dirty air, the bit of front wing damage, struggling to quite get the front end rotated through, having to drop it down an extra gear just to get it round in towards the final few corners. But it's going to be Charles Leclerc, I think, who takes home the dub at the end of the day for Ferrari. A brilliant result for the title leader, who further extends his margin at the top through the final corner, though. It's going to be P10 in the end. What a recovery in those last few laps.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Austria, and a truly magnificent drive to hang on and take the win. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. So let's review the updated driver standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
But it's absolutely got to be Alexander Albon, no hesitation. He put in a performance today that's only going to build further upon his already growing reputation.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So there we are then, the end of the Austrian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc finally back on top. I think his first race victory since Zandvoort this season there. He really did have a run of poor luck there. But Mercedes really dropped the ball this weekend, allowing Ferrari to get 1, 2 and fastest lap there. So 44 points, hashtag 44, hashtag blessed. All that good stuff for Ferrari there at the end of the day. And obviously Charles Leclerc even gets a redemption from the real-life 2019 Grand Prix there with a dub this weekend. Verstappen, though, rounds out the podium in P3. Another solid day out by him. And yeah, Seb doing a fantastic job. From pole, a bit unlucky not to take the win, but still a very, very good day out for the team there. Ricciardo, a brilliant race for Renault, up in 4th place there. Ahead of Sainz, Stroll, Norris, Albon, Ocon and myself there. So a good haul of midfield teams scoring points there when all is said and done. Danny Kvyat for AlphaTauri. I'm sure he's a bit gutted to miss out right towards the very end, but what a recovery drive it was, if I do say so myself. 10 laps to go. We were down in 20th. We made the moves. We just absolutely sent it, and it all paid off in the end there. You can see Hamilton 13th, Bottas 14th. Not a good day out for Mercedes there, both having to do the two-stop strategy. Not really too sure why, but again, a bit of a torrid weekend on the whole for the Brackley-based team there. Magnussen and then Jordan King, a bit of a fall towards the end of the Grand Prix there from my teammate. Gutted, I'm sure, with finishing 16th there. Ahead of Grosjean, Pierre Gasly, Perez, Russell and Latifi there, with Raikkonen the only man not to make it to the end of the Grand Prix. Title-wise, Seb moves back up into P2. Ricciardo moves himself ahead of Raikkonen and Ocon further down the order there, and Stroll jumps Giovinazzi as well. As we're still in a bit of no man's land, but if we can hold on to a top 10 in the Drivers' Championship, I will be very, very happy with that. Constructors-wise, though, Ferrari's still on top, 72 points clear now of Mercedes. And further down, you can see Renault have re-jumped Alfa Romeo there. Now only 4 points behind ourselves. We can't afford to just slowly start slipping down the order there. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been so happy to score 1 point in a Grand Prix at the end of the day. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, do make sure you get yourself subscribed. That right there, boys, is a lesson in why you never give up in a Formula 1 race. But yeah, that'll do us for this one, though, and hopefully I will see you guys back here tomorrow where we head to Silverstone. This video was helped made possible by our first channel member. A big thank you to the Travesty for becoming a member of our channel. You can join him and be featured on these end clips as well as a few other exclusive perks for just £1 a month by clicking the join icon below.